Birch Forest Only Hardcore. The challenge is to survive in a birch forest only world for 100 days. Now, the hard part about this challenge is, of course, it's only birch. You can't mine birch wood. It's freaking ugly. And there's no structures at all except for ruined portals. Let's get into it. So, the challenge is easy enough. I never play hardcore mode, which is why this Biomecraft series is how I learn how to play hardcore. Now, to start off, I made a crafting table and some sticks, grabbed a poppy to be my friend. It's actually a rose, but we're not going to talk about that. And after doing so, I decided to take a look at my surroundings. It was only day one, and I had no base, no food, only a wooden pickaxe. So after that, I decided to mine into the ground and get some stone. Now, to get the stone, I went for a little staircase into the ground, and I mined about a whole stack of stone before my pickaxe broke. After that, I decided to go up to the surface, going back to my crafting table to go ahead and grab some stone tools. Once again, I had to make sure that I was safe, so I covered up the ground in hopes that I wouldn't fall. So, after making a stone pickaxe, stone shovel, and stone axe, I decided to make a furnace as well and go on my way. Before I started getting food, I decided to get a few stacks of logs, and using my stone axe, I chopped down a few trees, getting some spare wood for the journey ahead. Along the way, I chopped down a fallen log, which is now in Java Edition, yay, and decided to gather food. After exploring for a little while, I found a few pigs and decided to take them for their meat. Now, my one challenge was that night was quickly approaching, as I was 3 to 5 minutes into the challenge and I still had no bed. Now, night falls after about 10 to 15 minutes in Minecraft and lasts for about 5 to 10 minutes long. I needed to find some sheep and fast because I didn't want to hole up for the night all alone in the dark. At least this wasn't RL craft where I would be attacked by a grue and die. After killing a few cows, chickens, and pigs, I eventually found a small cave after killing a chicken for some food. Now, I realized that there was copper down there, and with the new update, copper tools are released, along with copper armor. Copper is a very renewable resource that I could use to craft tons of tools, and copper will be a very big part of this challenge in the future. After mining the copper, I got out of the hole and continued exploring for a little while, eventually coming across some sheep that I could use to make wool for a bed. Now, I only found one sheep, however, and this caused a few problems down the line. Now, as I continued to play, and also this video was on live stream, that's why I said what up in the chat, I eventually found more animals, and I got about a stack of pork chops along the way to finding sheep. Now, eventually I found another sheep, but that still wasn't enough, until I found another sheep, which was enough. With my newfound resources, I killed a few cows, and you'll see what happens. I began crafting a bed as nighttime was very quickly approaching, and I used some wildflowers to craft some yellow dye and turn my bed yellow, as I didn't want to get rid of my poppy friend just yet. With my newfound resources, that furnace sucked. With my newfound resources, I crafted a few things, threw a bunch of pork chops in the furnace, and began waiting for night. I chopped down a few trees, breaking my axe along the way before I crafted a new one. Now, with about 4 pork chops that are cooked, I decided it was time to sleep and go on to night 2. Day 2 was mostly spent looking for food, gathering logs, and exploring in the hopes to finding a new base. Now, what I wanted was a nice, flat, open area where I could build a house and settle down for the next 100 days, which I hope I survive 100 days. Longest I've ever survived is, I think, 11. So, yeah, as I was saying, I was looking for a base, and what I needed was a nice, flat, open area. Now, after a little bit of exploring, after crafting a leather tunic and finding a few resources, I came across a small cave. Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, juke him, bro. Juke him. Oh, I'm crazy, bro. Okay. No, too late. He's gone. It's fine. Oh, and there's a zombie. Thank God that wasn't a baby, bro. I would have been dead if that was a baby zombie. I'm really low on health. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and craft some planks, craft some sticks, get some torches down. That would be a necessity. After exploring the cave and lighting up the area, I gathered some coal, copper, and smelted a few things in order to make a copper axe. Now, as I gathered coal and copper, I thought about what I was going to do when I built my house. I thought about making a cozy cottage-style house, and for that, I would need glass. So I went to a nearby patch of sand and gathered some sand for my build. Not going too far off from where I found the sand, I eventually found a nice area where I wanted to make my base. And as you know, setting up your base just requires for you to set down the 4 essentials: bed, chest, and crafting table, and furnace. Now, day 3 had approached, and I was ready for whatever came next. Pretty much all of day 3 was spent mining wood in the area to clear out the land. And along with this, I decided I was going to start making my base. So after clearing out a bunch more birch trees, which, I mean, they look fine, but I don't know, I decided I was going to make a mine shaft to gather more resources. And the way I was doing this was I was going to be protected in my mine shaft. My goal was to make a mine shaft in which where if I came up during nighttime, I would be able to stay safely in there without dying. And I would be able to see that it was night. So I went with a simple box square design with glass roof and glass windows that I was going to be allowed to look outside and survive in if I ever came up from the mines late at night. I really like this. I feel like this will work. Now, as always, I just spam click the bed until I could sleep because I am really scared of hardcore, especially early game. So I just messed around with a bunch of stuff in the crafting menu and on to day 4. On day 4, I woke up and stared at the mountain for a second, I guess. And then I decided that I was going to continue working on the mine, but first I needed a bunch of copper tools. I crafted myself a full set of copper armor to keep me safe just in case I ran into a cave. And then I continued working and began digging the hole that I would use to burrow into the ground. Now, the footage of the following is just 15 full minutes of digging a hole into the ground. So I'm not really going to bore you with all the water caves, the mining, the coal, the copper. I even found 3 iron. Now, what I was looking for at this point was diamonds. And you wouldn't believe what I found. Alright. So this strategy is not working. Okay, yeah, this is gonna take forever, dude. I swear to God, like, sometimes I think, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Yo! Oh my God. Yo, chat, how many? Dude, how many is it? How many? I can't see. How many? How many is there? Oh, we got iron too. Is it just one? Is it really just one? Oh, it is just one. Well, we got diamonds though. That's all that mattered. After finding the diamond, I continued mining after gathering the iron as well. And this is another 15 minutes of footage that I pushed it together for you guys. But after finding lapis, iron, gold, and copper, I decided that I was going to start making an iron pickaxe so that I could progress further and gather the diamonds I had. After getting the acquire hardware advancement and creating an iron pick for isn't an iron pick, I decided I was going to empty my inventory and go back to the diamond to grab it so I could start my collection. Yo, dude, we're going for it. Only one, but that's it. We got the diamond. Alright, I'm gonna cherish this for like ever. There's really not any more? Alright, I guess I'll take it. Gotta block this off. You know what? I think this will be a new tunnel. I think I'm gonna go this way. After a lot more mining, I eventually ran into a massive cave. That would shock me for a while. I did not go into it. However, it was terrifying to see how large and just, oh my god, I can't even think about what would have happened if I went in there. I think I honestly would have died. But let's take a look. Yeah, it was big. It was a big cave. There's probably many ores down there, but I knew I was not ready. Having it be only day 5, that's at least what I'm guessing. I was down underground for about 2 hours, bro. And after realizing that I was not gonna, it was too big of a cave, there were too many monsters, I decided I would block it off and come back another day. Turning around, I decided to continue strip mining until I found a few more diamonds. However, I was not so lucky. So after naming the day 5, because I wasn't checking F3 at the time, the entire time I was mining, I kept on mining and ran into numerous water caves, which annoyed the fuck out of me. I was so annoyed that I went super low underground in hopes that I would find diamonds and also not run into the caves again. Along with this, I went AFK for what felt like ever, and I think I was eating dinner or something, or getting dinner, and so I was AFK for about 30 minutes of this 3-hour recording. Now, after I mined for a little while in the deeper areas of the caves, I eventually found more diamonds, ending up getting about 7 diamonds, or is it 8? I forget. Yeah, it's 8 diamonds. I found about 8 diamonds while mining and collected all of them because I knew I would be using them way later on. I needed about 53 plus something for a full set of armor and tools, and that was one of my goals. However, I would eventually give up and go up to the surface to start building my home. So I am absolutely horrible at scripting, but I went AFK for a while and continued mining until I eventually went up to the surface after about 30 minutes more of this 2.5 hour long recording. After going up to the surface, I was thinking about what I would be doing for my house, and I decided I was definitely going to be doing a cozy cabin design with a 2-style roof that's shaped like, a 90-degree angle roof. So the house goes one angle and goes at a turn and goes to the next. Now, it was actually day 7 by this time, so I was way off of the day counter. Now, when I got back up to the surface, it was raining and potentially night, and I knew I had to hurry and get into bed. After getting a bunch of advancements for the day, I decided I was going to log off, but first I had to build my house. So once again, I decided, where will I be building this thing and what will it look like? After running into a zombie and getting scared for my life, I decided that I was going to wait for it to burn in the daylight. After going in for a hit, I ended up catching fire and had to run to a nearby pond. Well, that's a river. But I reached almost half health in the matter of seconds. I knew I wasn't strong enough to do anything yet, so I knew I had to get stronger. But first, I needed a safe place to live. Now, for a whole day almost, I gathered wood, gathered resources, and dug out the foundation for my home. Again, I was going for a more triangular 90-degree angle brick. That's not brick, that's birch. Birch house with slanted triangular roofs and a bunch of support pillars in the ceiling. Now, I repeated this process for a while, continuously revamping it and restyling until I eventually filled in the floors with cobblestone after making, of course, another copper shovel. After filling in the floors with cobblestone, I decided I was going to have to go to sleep, and so Damn, what am I yapping about, bro? After placing down some birch supports, I didn't know if I would be changing this later on. I do change this later on, because I didn't know what I was doing at the house. I was a little confused on what I actually wanted and what I was actually going to do. Now, during building, I was also keeping an eye on the sun and making sure I wouldn't be out during dark. The worst thing that would happen to me would be when it was nighttime. So, using my copper tools as a renewable resource that I could continuously use, I decided that I was going to start building more and more of the base. I put a water bucket in my inventory, placed down some doors, and even put down a back door for later. Now, when looking at the house, you can see that there was a few triangular systems, and I planned on putting my bed inside the house, but I decided against it later. I had a feeling that I wouldn't be putting anything inside the house until I was done because I didn't know how many times I would be restyling it. Now, I continuously spam click the bed in hopes that I could go to sleep before monsters spawn because I knew I was not ready to battle in the shape I was in. With just copper armor, I knew I was not ready to fight anything until I got at least iron or diamond. While looking at the roof, I decided I was definitely going to be upgrading... So it says in chat. I was definitely going to be upgrading... I'm sorry, I just had a moment where I thought I went to sleep and I didn't. But I woke up on it's day 8, damn. I woke up on day 8 knowing I was going to be remodeling the roof. Now, during day 8, I did a lot of work on the roof and eventually tore down the bottom support of the house to eventually turn it into stone bricks. I eventually ran out of wood as well, and I had to mine a bunch more to be able to finish the build. Now, I was getting really happy with what I was building, and I felt like I was doing such a great job. During all of day 9, I continued to work on the house, replacing windows, replacing the ground floor, replacing the walls, filling in the walls, and eventually I added some support beams to the roof. The roof was not done by day 9's end, however, I did have most of the build done and most of the backyard finished. Now, I moved most of my stuff inside at this point, including my furnace smelting the stone for the stone bricks that I placed on the foreground of the manor. Now, for this cabin, I really felt happy with what I was doing, and I continued to fill in the interior of the house by making a few furnaces and a blast furnace. Now, with the night of day 9 closing in, I continued crafting a few things, trying to perfect the interior, even though it was far from done. I had a feeling that I wanted to build a little more, like a fishing dock, but I did not know if I was going to be able to finish that today. So, I started smelting a few things, including more stone bricks, because I wanted to use them for the roof. The stone brick stairs I thought would really look great on the roof and contrast well with the birch. Damn, I'm really stuttering, bro. I'm so sorry to everyone watching this. However, I went to sleep and woke up on day 10. Now, I lost some of the footage, but days 10 through 11 were all spent building the roof of the house. With the roof of the house, I continued using stone brick stairs, and a creeper also found me, so I was terrified to go back down. However, I continued building the roof, even though the stairs were painstakingly annoying to build with. Now, in the end, I ended up being very proud of how the build looked. However, I had to finish the roof. I don't know why I'm still talking when the roof is not done yet. But I really did enjoy and like the building style that I was using. Stone brick stairs went really great, and stone brick really went great with the birch logs and the birch planks that I was using to build. Now, the glass panes really contrasted well with the birch logs and the stone brick stairs. Oh my god, it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm too tired for this. I still have 4 more hours of footage to edit, by the way, so... Chat. Ow, my neck. Oh my god. However, I continued smelting stone until I had enough to finish the roof. I only needed a few more pieces to finish off the top of the roof. Now, everything aside... Days 0 through 10 or days 1 through 11 really went well in my eyes, and the house looked really good when I finished it. Now, when I lose this world, if I do die, I'm sure I will, either before 100 days or after 100 days, I decided that if I did lose the world, I would probably keep it in the sake of a video that would be... Well, not popular, but this is the house. I hope you enjoy. I logged back into the game on day 11 and began crafting a bunch of... What did I craft? Yeah, copper axes. Now, during this moment, I decided that 3 copper axes was going to be good enough to deforest a big chunk of the woodlands. Now, during this event here, I knew that I would probably have to run home, so I destroyed the trees near my house. While deforesting a bunch of the forest, I used up 1 to 2 axes. Copper is a beautiful resource for if you want a renewable, quick, easy way to do things. Like if you were to mine a bunch of stone or mine a bunch of trees. Now, here came the fun part. Once again, I was spamming a bed until I could fall asleep. Approaching day 12. Day 12 would probably be another full day of mining trees. Well, I think it is a full day of mining trees. I don't know why I said probably. But I continued spamming the bed until something happened, and something means sleep. Day 12. So, for most of day 12, I stared at the wall, and then I got moving. Now, for all of day 12, I chopped trees. Chopped tree after tree, after tree, after tree, after tree, gathering all the saplings, logs, and sticks. Now, it's then that I noticed my day counter is once again off. It's day 14, maybe day 15. It's day 0. Yeah, it's day 15. So I went to sleep on the night of day 15 and woke up on day 16. All of day 15 was used up doing miscellaneous tasks. Once again, I mined as many trees as possible could, and after that, I began building a bridge across the river. I always can't speak. I began building a bridge across the river that I would be using to lead into my actual mine. Now, even though I built a mine on day 2, day 3 or so, I decided that I was going to try and make another mine shaft that went into a mountain for access to more coal. Now, I didn't know if this would work. However, I knew that I would probably be priority is to get more coal and iron. After gathering a few of the saplings that had fallen from the trees I mined near the mine shaft where I would be clearing things out, I tried to go to sleep. Now, during this event, I tried a few commands to see, after lighting up the area with torches, of course. But after this, I tried a few commands because I was struggling to figure out what day it was. I wanted an actual answer on the day counter that wasn't covered up by the integrated Minecraft server thing that I saw. And along with this, I ended up messaging someone back in the chat because someone in their live stream chat said this is 100% a Kamen 18 nightmare. And that was real. Yeah, it is a nightmare. Day 16 was mostly spent clearing out the mines because I wanted a safe place to mine where I'd be able to gather resources efficiently and effectively. Now, once again, I checked the day counter and it said 15, which means we're on day 16 according to the 0-day rule. Now, after lighting up the inside of the thing, I placed a bed down and went to sleep, for it was a thunderstorm, which meant that I could move on to day 17. Now, one thing I really needed to know was how to write a script, which I am really bad at scripting. I have not written a script, but I'm taking a college class called Screenwriting and Scripting soon, next semester, so spring. So hopefully I get better at this. However, the day 17 was spent once again in the mines, gathering resources, decorating the mine entrance, and trying to figure out what I was going to do next. Now, the next 30 to 40 minutes were also spent in the mines, focusing on what I was going to do and how I was going to get down to diamond level and coal level without dying. Now, I did not want to go caving because I felt like I wasn't going to be safe. So, I did not go caving, and I still haven't gone caving all the way through day 18. If I wanted to complete the 100 days as an inexperienced hardcore YouTuber and an inexperienced hardcore player, I needed to play it as safe as possible. Now, on day 18's end, middle of the day actually, I went back upstairs and I decided, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to sleep because it's nighttime. And so I went to bed on the day of night 18, putting me at, no, this is day 18. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, anyways, I woke up on the morning of day 18 and looked at my mine. Along with this, I ran back to my house and took a good look at my surroundings. I knew that even though it was nighttime, I could get jumped by a monster at any second, as they sometimes survive during the day. Now, after locking myself inside of the mine, I decided that I was going to go AFK for some reason. And this goes on for about a minute. But day 19 was quickly approaching, and I still wasn't dead yet. Most of the rest of day 18 was just spent looking around and going into the mines. Now, I don't know why, but I looked around my base for a while trying to figure out what was next. And eventually, I decided I was going to go into the mines. I think mainly what I was doing was looking around for monsters at the time. trying to figure out if there was creepers or anything that was still alive. But I think I made it to bed in time. So I ended up looking around, trying to find monsters, only to find nothing. So I eventually entered my house and just started looking through my stuff. Eventually, after looking for a few items, I decided that I was going to go back into the mines, and I began mining a little more, going deeper and deeper into the caves until I found something that I wanted. I just decided to grab the copper, and then I mined for a little while longer. After about 5 minutes of just mining in the caves, trying to find more ores like coal, iron, and copper, I eventually turned around and decided to go back up. Not after mining for a while until I ran into a water cave, of course. Because even though this is Birch only, water caves are pretty common in this world, and I don't know why. So once I reached home, I decided I was going to make a full set of diamond tools. So I counted out my diamonds for a pickaxe, axe, even a shovel, and a sword. Because I realized I had the perfect amount to make all 4 weapons. After making all of my diamond tools, I eventually decided that I wanted to go out and explore, gathering food, resources, and other things. So I put my coordinates down in chat and tried to think of a way elsewhere where I could figure out what to do and how to get home. Before I wanted to go exploring though, I decided to craft a full set of iron armor, which would allow me to further go into caves if I really ran across one, and survive a little bit longer until I got full diamond. Now, along with this, I decided I wanted to make an armor stand for my copper armor, which I then put on display in my base. After finishing the armor stand, I decided that I was going to go out and try and make a map. So I found some sugarcane nearby and went to sleep on the night of day 18, waking up on day 19. Here I found a few small mobs like a sheep, and I killed it for its wool, knowing I'd likely need something for a banner if I really wanted to make a full-on map, using the banner to mark my location of my base so I wouldn't lose it. After the first sheep, I knew I'd need way more wool and way more paper from sugarcane, so I went out and explored a little more to gather more sheep, pigs, wool, and sugarcane so I could finish making my map and use a little more food that I could utilize later down the line. After making a cartography table, I expanded my map and made a locator map using a compass and 8 paper. A compass can be crafted with 4 iron and 1 redstone, which I did because I had the resources for it, and I made an empty locator map. After making the empty locator map, I filled it out and I put it in the cartography table and began expanding it so I could explore as far as possible. Beforehand, though, I made a banner. I made a banner, or at least tried to, because I didn't know the crafting recipe. After figuring out the crafting recipe, I put it down inside my base and linked it with the map. Now that I had a banner on my map, I knew exactly where I was going. So I filled out the cartography table and used the map. No, I used the cartography table to expand the map. Damn. And I realized that I needed to click it on the banner again. So I continued doing this until I had a full-on map that I could use to explore the surrounding area and get home easily. With all the resources I needed, I went out and began exploring, collecting sheep, pigs, chickens, cows, sugarcane, and a few other materials. Eventually night came, and I slept on top of a tree once a thunderstorm started. After waking up on the morning of day 20, I continued doing what I was doing, gathering food, resources, a small amount of coal, iron, until I eventually found a few more things like caves, a ruined portal which I gathered the obsidian from, getting the Ice Bucket Challenge advancement, before I eventually went to bed in a cave. Swear to God, I don't know why my throat keeps going out, but it does, so just, I guess that's a problem. But I gathered coal and iron from the cave and eventually started moving again. After finishing up at the caves, I decided I was going to go back out after jumping off of a cliff, which I used a boat to safely go down on. After that, I continued gathering resources, going across small oceans. They're not really oceans, they're more like massive lakes, because the Birch Forest only world doesn't have oceans. I found a zombie on the surface and then continued walking into an attempt to find my base. Now I was hundreds of blocks out. I didn't go that far. And I eventually found a few mobs that I was going to use for food before night fell. On the night of day 21, I gathered a few cows and pigs, and there's no pigs. I gathered a few cows and sheep, and then went to bed and woke up on the morning of day 22. A lot of day 22 was spent exploring and finding my way back to my base. Along the way, I continued to gather food, trying to find my ways through the coordinates of the map and the compass that I didn't have. Although I did gather lodestone from a ruined portal that would come in handy later. While trying to find my base, I found a few more random things like mountains, pigs, cows, sheep, and eventually came across the back door. After coming across the back door of my base, I entered slowly, struggling with the door, and began making chests to fill out my needs for storage. After filing everything into the storage compartments that I just recently made, I used the lodestone and a compass to make a lodestone compass that would lead back to my base, before making a few axes, gathering a bunch of my resources from the caves, and putting them back into this chest that I have just made. After doing so, I crafted up a ton of these are copper axes, not stone axes. I crafted up a ton of copper axes and began deforesting all of the land around me. After an entire day of deforesting, night slowly fell upon me, and I began gathering everything that I needed to go to sleep. After waking up on the morning of day 23, also sorry my allergies showed up out of nowhere during this voiceover, but all of day 23 was mostly spent chopping down trees, deforesting, and figuring out why my audio doesn't exist in this clip. Now, after deforesting almost all of the trees, I admired my handiwork before going to bed, waking up on the morning of day 24. Pretty much all of day 24 was also spent deforesting the land around me, cutting down all the trees in an attempt to clear out the land so I could build more things. Eventually, I decided I was going to build a bridge to the other side of the mountain that goes across a river that leads to the other half of the world. During this time, the night of day 24 fell upon me and I went to sleep, waking up on the morning of day 25. On the morning of day 25, I decided I was going to finish building the bridge. And after filling in the planks, I ran out and made more, and then I ended up having one extra left, so I just threw it into the river because I didn't need it. After that, I admired some of my handiwork, looking around my base, trying to get a good layout of where I was, trying to find a screenshot for the video that I was going to post on the day that I was streaming. And thus, we hit day 25 in all of its amazing glory. I don't really know what I was doing on day 25. However, I decided I wanted to build a watchtower, so I went down into the mines and grabbed a bit of cobblestone that I would use for the build. However, I didn't find it in the first mine, so I went to the second mine and then went back to my base, knowing that I would build a tower that would be at least 3 stories tall. Now, I had an idea. I wanted a circular windmill-like design for the tower's base, using cobblestone for the floors. I grabbed a water bucket and used it to go up and down, and then began building the tower. Eventually, a wandering trader came to say hi, and I decided I was going to see if I could trade with it. What have you got, bro? Okay, so if I trade water bottles with this guy, I can get emeralds, but I'm not doing that right now. Thanks for the leads. Oh, my bad, bro. My bad, chief. My bad. You know what? Get out of here. You too, bro. I don't really think I'm going to take the llamas yet. I mean, it's only day 25. There's probably going to be another wandering trader that comes along, so I'm going to get back to building. After murdering the wandering trader in cold blood, I continued building the tower that I was going to be using as a watchtower for my base. Now, I used birch planks to fill in the walls and used ladders to go up and down instead of a stairwell. Now, along with this, I wanted the tower to look like a windmill in some way, so I continued making the design in a way that I felt fit until night began to fall. Once night began to fall, I spanned my bed until I was allowed to use it, and thus finished day 25. After waking up on the morning of day 26, I decided that I was going to continue building the tower. So I climbed up and knew that if I fell, I'd probably die, so I carried a water bucket with me while thinking about what I was going to do for the roof. While building, I knew that the roof would probably be the most difficult part, so I continued going up until I decided that it was a proper height, and then built the roof, using a little bit of a dome shape, which ended up being a horrible idea. It looked like a freaking penis at the end, but I used a dome shape and finished up the tower, before going to collect some sand for the windows. After putting the sand inside of the furnace, I went around and started collecting seeds, knowing I wanted to start a farm that it was day 25 past, and then I fell asleep and woke up on the morning of day 27. Alright, chat. It is a new day. I honestly think I'm gonna become God. I'm gonna go mining or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing today. I know I made a farm. I think I'm gonna get full diamond, bro. I think I'm gonna get some trees, build some more bridges, and then get full diamond. I feel like that's a good idea. It's day 27, I think, so I'm gonna be going in and I'm gonna get overpowered. Chapter 2, Road to Full Diamond. On the morning of day 27, I gathered sugarcane, realizing there was a glitch in the game where I could place sugarcane in the water, which was honestly really weird. I don't know what the hell was going on. I slowed down the footage for you. But after figuring out that weird glitch, I decided that I was going to continue planting the sugarcane along the side of the shore. Once I was finished with the sugarcane, however, I went down into the mines and decided I wanted to go exploring, so I grabbed my lodestone compass pointing home and went outside for once. After exploring for a while, I eventually found a massive lava pool that I knew I would be exploring later. And after finding a cave that I was too scared to go down into, I decided that I was going to go to sleep for the night, smelting my iron, knowing I wanted to get the lava and obsidian for a portal. So, I got into my tower and waited until night for day 28. Sleep. There we go. On the morning of day 28, I stared at the sky for a while, a pretty long while. I think it was about a minute and a half. After I snapped out of it, as you can see, I'm still staring. But after I snapped out of it, I went down, grabbed my bucket, and I went to the nearest water source, grabbed the water, and went to the obsidian. I covered the entire platform in the water so the obsidian would generate. Damn. And then I began mining, looking around before I finally decided it was time to mine up to 30 obsidian. So, there was a gimmick at one point where someone made you sit and watch the obsidian mined, so I guess I'm doing that. How's your day going, guys? I guess mine's going fine. Oh my god, it just plays the obsidian! Most of day 28, I spent mining obsidian from the lava pool that I had found and put water over. After clearing out about 30 obsidian, I decided that I was going to go exploring again before going home. However, I had to finish mining the 30 obsidian. I did not speed up the footage enough. Oh my god, I don't have enough monster for this, bro. But on my way home, I encountered a little gremlin called a creeper in a cave and decided I wanted to blow him up. Yo, chat. You're dead, bro. Yeah. That was anticlimactic. Do I go down there? I've told. Hi guys. Hello. Okay, it's an empty cave. Shit. I thought that was way more. Guess I can collect the ores here. Before I mined everything in the cave that I had just found, I decided I would be going to sleep. I spammed the bed until I could sleep and wake up on the morning of day 29, as usual. After waking up on the morning of day 29, I gathered the resources I needed and then headed back home. For the rest of the day, I decided I would be terraforming, and I cleared up a lot of the land before sleeping and waking up on day 30. It's a new day, chat. I think I'm going to clear out all of this land, not going to lie. I think I'm going to clean up a lot of this. I need the copper, though. Let's get started. Well, of course, I need wood first, so yeah. Almost all of day 30, 31, and 32 were spent terraforming the land and flattening out the forest that I had recently cleared. Rain fell on the 31st day and I slept through it and then woke up and began terraforming again, breaking about 8 or 9 copper shovels before I finished and woke up on the day 32. After the sun began setting on day 32, I decided it was time to fight for a few mob items, and it was time. Okay guys, we're gonna light up the entire area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm essentially just gonna run around and light things up until I run out of torches or something. We need string because I want to go fishing for food, and maybe ender pearls would be good too. Honestly, I think it's a good idea to just gather some mob drops at this point. Maybe we'll make a mob farm down the line. I mean, that seems difficult, but I think we'll be able to do it once we get full diamond. It shouldn't be that hard. I ended up fighting for some of the night, not all of it, and I gathered a bunch of string and fought a bunch of different mobs along the way, almost blowing up a few creepers, but avoiding them for the most part and gathering only spiders. If I saw mobs I couldn't deal with, I either led them to the water or I killed them, or, well, ran away. And thus, the night ended after I went to sleep and woke up on the morning of day 33. Most of day 33, actually, all of day 33, I spent gathering the resources to build a fishing dock. Now, I built a massive walled-off platform that I would be able to use for fishing, where I would be fishing safely without the problems of mobs. Now, after finishing the dock, it was around nighttime and it started raining, causing me to start packing up and gathering my supplies for the night. The goal of this little fishing platform was to make it safe so I could fish at night and through the day without having to deal with problems. And along the way, I ran into a few issues like running out of resources and the rain. The rain didn't cause much issues, however, running out of resources did cause a little bit of a pain. However, I gathered all my wits and I dealt with things as I went along. After finishing the platform, I decided it would be time to go to sleep and ended up sleeping until day 34. Now, what I wanted to do with part of the platform was put some wheat on one side and fish on the other side, and the string I had gathered the night before would allow me to fish safely and fish properly after I got an enchanting table. However, I did not have one yet as I did not have enough diamonds and resources to gather one. So I grabbed my bed and I decided I would be going to sleep and waking up the next day to deal with the problems later. Running home, I decided that I needed my string before I went to bed. Gathering the resources I needed to go to sleep, and gathered the fishing rod that I wanted in the end. Now, I'm doing a lot of yapping because I underestimated how much uncut footage this would be, and I made a hoe, and I essentially started farming a little bit. I made a copper hoe, and I started using it to till the land so I could plant some crops and get some work done. With 27 seeds in hand, I decided that I would be filling out the land and going in with the hoe. I planted all the seeds, and I should really just cut the footage and stop yapping, but I guess I'm yapping because, like, I need a monster. Yeah, I don't know when I go to sleep, so I'm gonna jump cut. I'm done. The rest of day 33 was actually spent fishing as I had miscalculated due to the rain. Now, after fishing for a while, I actually ended up getting a few nice things, but you'll see that later. So, upon waking up and checking the day counter, I actually realized that it is day 35. I'll freeze frame real quick. So, after realizing it was actually day 35, I don't know what I did. I'm editing right now. 4 hours of footage for one part. It's 11 o'clock at night. Oh my god, I should go to sleep. But I fished all day. For most of the day, I did actually spend it fishing. And then I decided it was time to get godly. I gathered my resources and went to the mines, preparing for the god set that I would be making very soon. Alright, I think it's time. I need full diamond. We're waking up on the next day and we're going down in these mines. For the following next 3 or 4 days, I tunneled in the mines like a little rat, gathering up to about 2 stacks of diamonds that I would later use for armor, an enchanting table, and spare tools. Now, what I didn't expect was to get lost in the mines, so it took a full day to get back to where I had my base, because I didn't think to bring my lodestone compass with me to bring me back home. And the whole reason I came up from the mines is because I ran out of torches and I ran out of pickaxes. Well, technically I didn't run out of pickaxes. I had so much resources to make more. But I ran out of torches and thus had to go home. I figured out that mining or walking, crouching, crawling sideways went slightly faster. And after going up from the mines on day 39, I finally made it home and exited the mines on the night of day 39, waking up on day 40 the next day. It is a new fucking day, dude. Oh my god, it feels so good to be out of the mines. Oh my god, oh, Jesus. I was down there for so long. Okay, there's mobs out. I can't really go outside of my house, can I? No, but I was down there for so long, bro. I'm gonna get this spider. It's good. I like string. I eat it for breakfast, bro. Nah, you trying to jump me, bro? Get slapped. I'm gonna have full diamonds soon, bro. You can't amount to what I am. Okay, get it ready, guys. We're gonna put the thing right there. We're gonna put it right there. So this is the moment. Where are my sticks? Oh, I have sticks. This is the moment, guys. This is the moment I get diamond armor. Alright. Put all that back. Grab the sticks. We're going to make a armor stand. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so excited, bro. This is the first time I've ever made diamond armor in hardcore Minecraft, bro. Oh my god. What do I do? I'm checking outside real quick. Dude, we could go to the nether now that we have diamond armor. I don't know what to do. I want to enchant it, so I'm going to just gather this. I need books. I need to make an enchanting table as well. Close the doors so creepers don't get in, even though it's daytime and there's no creepers. Make some books. Grab the diamonds. It's time. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Make an enchanting table. Oh my god. Dude. Oh, I'm shivering, bro. Oh, this feels so good. Diamond helmet. Chest plate. Pants. Oh my god. Boots. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay, I want to enchant it already, bro. Okay, give me this shit. Okay, not do that. Dude. Oh my god, this is the first time I've ever had diamond armor, bro. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. We're enchanting this shit right away, dude. We're enchanting this. Okay. We got... What do we got on the first one? Projectile protection. Protection 1. That's good. That's good. Blast protection or projectile protection. I'm taking projectile protection. Oh, we got unbreaking on it. Protection 1 on the pants. I ran out of lapis. Unbreaking protection 1. Oh, feather falling 1. Oh my god. Dude, I'm so... Yo. This is good. This is good. Can I enchant this? Efficiency 1. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take efficiency 1. Sweeping edge, bane of arthropods, smite. I'm gonna take sweeping edge. It's better for groups of mobs. Efficiency 1. Just efficiency 1. Efficiency 1. Okay, that's good. That's good. That loadout is good. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. All right, bro. We got full diamond. We're kitted out. Oh my god. After the exciting events of making full diamond and enchanting it in Minecraft Hardcore for the very first time in any hardcore world I've ever had, I decided I was going to go to sleep on the night of day 41 and wake up on day 42. After that, I mined a bunch of birch trees with my new axes that I made out of iron because now I had spare resources. Who wouldn't use those? Going to sleep once again and waking up on the morning of day 43. I think it's day 42, actually. I lost count. I made another bridge, and then I woke up on the day 43. This was around the time I decided I wanted to go see what was in the nether. Okay. I really hope I'm not getting a bogus spawn. It's lit. This is not the first time I've gone into the nether in hardcore, but this is the first time I've done it with full diamond. Alright? Oh my god. Oh no. 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 This spawn sucks. Oh, do I move the portal? I'm dealing with that later. That's so... Oh, that's bullshit, bro. Holy cow. After the secondary events of the portal being an absolute piece of garbage, I decided I was going to gather some more wood that was lying around, and then I wondered what was next. Would I be building a mob farm? Would I be building something else? Would I be expanding my farms? Would I be exploring more? I didn't know what I was going to do next, so I just did random shit until the next day. Chapter 3. Mob Farming. Looks like we got some pillagers over here. What's up, guys? There's no villages in this Birch Forest world, so I'm not going to start a raid if I kill you. You know that, right? Oh, you've got a piercing crossbow. Okay, you're out. You're a problem. You're a problem. You're a problem. Got it. Kill the piercing guy, okay? We got him down. Okay. One at a time. Okay, they're getting me low. All right, buddy. You stay back. Not afraid of you, bro. Stay back. Oh, shit. Let's go. Get him. Oh, we got him. Voluntary exile. Let's go. All right. Well, that's a great way to start the day, you know? I was just going to mine trees all day, but I guess we had pillagers. So I'm going to go put this banner somewhere. After defeating the gang of pillagers, I placed down the banner, put the crossbow away, and began mining trees for the rest of the day. Almost all of the rest of day 43 after the pillager ambush was spent chopping down trees so I could clear out the land for more builds. Now, what I wanted was to make more and more builds over time and eventually make a village after curing a villager with the wandering trader's help. Using a wandering trader, I could trade for water bottles and get this stuff to get emeralds. And then using the emeralds, I'd cure a villager after making an apple from a tree. What am I even saying? I woke up on the day 43, but 44. I'm too old for this. Too young. Fuck. You know what? Cut. Almost all of day 44 was spent chopping down trees to again clear out the land. Now, to explain the villager thing. If I got a wandering trader that would trade water bottles for emeralds, I could use the glass from the sand to create water bottles and use those water bottles to then create more things like emeralds. Using the emeralds, I'd buy an oak sapling and convert the oak sapling into an apple, which I could use to cure the villager. Now, while crafting, I accidentally made 10 buttons. Oh, 16 fucking buttons, bro. What am I supposed to do with these? Oh my god. Okay. I see how today is gonna go. I began getting ready for a farm. Using animals would be a great way to replace my food supply and build more up on what I was actually able to do in this world. Food was a massive part of hardcore, and that was something I really wanted to take care of before it became too late. Having it be almost halfway through the 100 days challenge, I wanted to be able to show that I had food and that I was done, farming food. And that was my want, is to just show that I had the capability of getting food. After a bunch of terraforming and fence placing later, I eventually decided I was going to go out and get some chickens. However, I split up the fences in a different way. Here, chicken. Here, chicken. I know there's a second one. This guy wasn't alone. I saw two. Okay, you in here, bro? Oh, there we are. Come here, bud. So, we're going to go back to the farm, and I'm definitely not going to eventually eat you when I run out of pork and beef, because I kind of have 2 stacks of both. Come on. I gotta sleep first. You know what? Follow me. I'll sleep when I can. Keep following. Nightfall is gonna fall. If I sleep, do you guys mind? Yeah, you're on top of me. Okay. Well, let's get you back. While gathering the chickens, after I slept and woke up on the morning of day 45, I began understanding what I actually needed to do. I needed to go out and gather more animals, whether I liked it or not. So I decided after breeding some of my chickens that I was going to go out and find some cows. I had seen cows recently on the other side of the island, but I had no way to get to the island where the cows were. So, to do so, I decided I was going to tunnel through the mountain and make that tunnel go all the way to the other side where the other land was. Sleeping and waking up on the morning of day 46, I got to work. Most of day 46 was spent making the tunnel. Well, actually, all of day 46 was spent making the tunnel. I dug through the land and found cows on the other side. Knowing that this is how I was going to get more animals, I continued making the tunnel to a comfortable size in a 3x3 way. Now, with this 3x3 tunnel, I would likely transport more mobs and gather more wood on the other side. After sleeping and waking up on the morning of day 47, waking up on the morning of day 47, I got to work. I honestly can't believe it's going to be, day 50 in like 2 or 3 days. I can't believe I've made it this far. Like, I've never made it this far in a world before. I've never made full diamond in hardcore, well, without cheating or a little bit of help, but I've never done full diamond in hardcore mode or anything like that. If you guys want to see me play super flat in hardcore mode for 100 days, I've done it before. I've done 100 days super flat hardcore, and I've actually beat the game in super flat hardcore, but not in normal hardcore. So if you guys want to see that, if a comment down below gets more than 5 likes, I'll do it. So after a bit more yapping, I decided I was going to finish the tunnel silently. And along with this, I knew that I had to get the cows to the other side. So I knew I had to grab some wheat from my farm, and I had to gather the materials and put them in a chest later. After finishing off the tunnel, I found out that I was about to be ambushed. That tunnel took a whole day, but it's... okay. That scared me. Yeah, you know what? You know what you get for that? Are there any more of you? Is it really just you, Melchapo? Well, you're not lasting against me, Lobo. Down in the gutter, dude. Dead. I can't... That scared me so bad. Oh, my lord. After being horrifically jump-scared by the raid captain, I got the achievement for shooting off a crossbow and got to work. I went down and I began building another section of the bridge that would connect to the tunnel to the cows. After that, I decided I was going to clear out some of the land, and I chopped down a few of the trees on the other side of the tunnel. After chopping down most of the trees, I knew I had to go home and get the wheat so I could bring the cow back. However, I had other plans. I bred some of my chickens, adjusted my enchanting setup, and made a few enchanting bookshelves. Damn, and went to sleep on the night of day 47, waking up on day 48. After thinking of retrieving the cows and eventually retrieving them, I began fishing, and you'll never believe what happened next. I caught the rarest thing in Minecraft, not once, but twice. Oh, wait, no way. What's the odds of that? That's 10. This is the only way to get ink in this world, too. Holy shit, bro. Okay. I see how it is. No. Oh. Holy shit. Oh my god. No way. Twice in a row? What are the odds? What are the... Someone comment down below the odds. That's 2. That was less than 5 lures. There's no way. No. Okay. That's gotta be signs of good things to come, bro. First full diamond, now this. We're gonna beat the game. In Birch, only hardcore. We're literally gonna beat the game. I can't believe it. After the incredible events that had just happened, not only hours apart, well, less than hours apart, I went to bed on the night of day 48 and woke up on the day 49. After watching the moonrise, of course. Because the moonrise was something that I had not looked at or cared to look at for a while. Because I usually jumped right into bed. But it was beautiful on its own. Low-key looks so pretty. There's no monsters spawning, but I'm gonna go to bed. Last day till we hit 50, chat. Last day. This is great. This is great. Only one more day. Like 10 more minutes. And then we're at day 50. I know what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to build a mob farm. I think a mob farm is what I'm going to do next for day 50, etc., etc. I think that's what I'm going to do. But first, I got to do a few odd chores. After stating that I was going to do a few odd chores, I ended up fishing for about 5 to 10 minutes. And no, I'm not lying. The footage does not lie. However, I knew that I needed to retrieve those cows. So, after fishing for a little while, I gathered some wheat and decided I was going to go grab them. Grabbing some leads, clearing up the ground a little bit, and then going out and making a fence for the cows that was separate and closer to the tunnel, I went down and gathered the cows. Using leads and wheat to lead them through the tunnel, I safely led 5 cows back home. After breeding them twice, of course. And then I watched the sunrise, the sunset of day 49. The sunset of day 49. Isn't it, chat? This is honestly, oh my god, it's day 50, bro. Day 50. I have. I've gone 1,000 and thousands of days before, but never in hardcore mode. No, I have. I've reached day 200 in hardcore super flat, but that was not on footage. That was not a biome-only world. It's day 50. We did it, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna build a mob farm. Chapter 4. End. Loading in again, chat. We're on day 50, and I'm gonna build a mob farm. Why am I lagging so bad? What the hell? Hold on, let me check the settings real quick. Am I messing it up? I don't know how this looks on YouTube, so I'm just gonna fit it like that and deal with it. Yeah, we're building a mob farm today. I think I'm gonna enchant my fishing rod, and then... Yeah, I want to enchant my fishing rod, so... We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go build a mob farm. I've only built a mob farm a few times. I built a triple mob farm in one of my super flat worlds. That hit day 600 recently, but I don't know. Unbreaking 1. Let's see, unbreaking or unbreaking. Yeah, that sucks. Could have done way better with that. Oh, I can't even enchant this one. I have 8 levels, why can't I? Alright, you know what, who cares? Time to get to work. After enchanting my fishing rods, I spent all of day 50 once again fishing while on stream. All of this is also streamed, by the way, so if you go to the live tab, you can see the live footage for yourself in full. No cuts, no audio, no nothing. Just live footage of someone playing Minecraft Hardcore. Now, not all of my videos have been like this, but this is a new style I've taken up to. After fishing a bunch more of day 51 away, I ended up deciding that I was going to finally build that mob farm. So I headed home and began gathering the materials. Alright, so I barely ever build mob farms. I've never built one out of just birch before, but I guess we're gonna do it. I need 4 hoppers, sticks for ladders. Yeah, I need about 100 ladders. I think 108 will do fine. We need a bunch of slabs, but I'm not gonna do that yet. I think we're fine for wood for now. We definitely need slabs, but I don't know if I want to create those yet. Of course, I need to keep my bed in my inventory. Just need to clean it up a little bit. We need 4 chests as well. I think we need trapdoors too. I'm looking at the tutorial on the side of the computer here. We need 4 chests. About a stack of trapdoors. The stack of trapdoors is so the mobs walk over it and fall in. We need 2 buckets of water, which we have. Let's see, we need 4 chests. I think we're ready. Let's get to building the mob farm now. And so I began building the mob farm, gathering more resources before boating over to the middle of the lake I'd be building the mob farm on. I pillared up 100 blocks and then realized nightfall was quickly approaching. I made a 4x6 platform after going all the way up, following the tutorial to a T. But before that, I had to go to sleep. So it says to build up with ladders so you can get up to the top, and that's essential because I don't really have an elytra. I was just whistling the Clown Cafe thing from Terrifier 2. It's stuck in my head right now for some reason, so I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to build it. Now, I might as well add the fact that while building this, I was overtly safe. While doing the 22 by 22 by 22 by 22 by 22, just the 22 tall block pillars, I had a feeling I'd die if I fell. So I constantly placed water below me and obsessively placed water in a way where I knew I would fall and I wouldn't die. And as I was building, I was just like, oh my god, if I fall, I'm dead. Which is another reason I'm building right over the massive lake. And I woke up on day 53 feeling confident. Maybe a little too confident. It's really hard to believe that if I fall, I could die, which is why I'm obsessively placing water. I hope you guys understand that. Because, like, I'd hate to fall and lose the hardcore world while building a mob farm that's going to progress us super far into the game. Like, getting a zombie villager by day 58 or day 60, that is going to change the game. All we need is one more wandering trader. Because if the wandering trader comes by and trades water bottles, then we can use the water bottles to get emeralds and get the emeralds for the oak sapling. And no matter how many days we have to wait, we can get the oak sapling, get an apple, and then we can keep going. Easy as that. We just need a villager, you know? And so I continued making the platform, building the mob farm exactly as the tutorial had asked, and I made it all out of birch. If you want the mob farm tutorial that I used, I lost it. But I just looked up mob farm, Java, Bedrock, Hardcore, 1.21, easy, and clicked on the first video that came up. So, there. I need to go back and get more supplies, but the mobs are burning, so I'm kind of scared. Because I need slabs and stuff to finish off the thing. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's a baby zombie villager. What do? I could capture him. No, I gotta capture him. We got a zombie villager, bro. Okay, get in the boat, buddy. Get in the boat. Oh, no, is it not going to work because he's going to turn into a drowned? Get in the boat, look. Oh, I guess it's over. Jeez, I needed that guy, bro. I swear, bro. I needed him. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Oh, can I jump into my house, please? Okay, but we're gonna get a zombie villager with this mob farm. Trust me, I need torches and I need slabs. I need to put my food there. I need to get that stuff. Clear up. Yeah, I think we got the materials to finish this farm off. It looks nice. It looks nice. It works above the water like that. It looks really good. Excuse me. My bad, bro. I had to burp. I don't know. I don't see any mobs. I don't see any creepers. I think it's safe to go across again. You know, this mob farm really is going to generally change the entire world. We could get armor. We can even get diamond armor from mobs that die. Like, this mob farm is going to change this. It's going to change the game. Now, when I said these words, I didn't know that this would be my last day on Earth. But day 54 went as planned. I killed an enderman for its pearl and made a bunch of swords that I would be using in the mob farm. However, little did I know the very thing I wanted was going to be the thing that ended it all. It's going so well, chat. Oh, there's a zombie villager. Wait. Okay. We need a boat. I need to make a boat. If we use the boat, we can probably get the zombie villager out, and then we can bring him over to the side. He'll be covered up by the mob farm, so he'll be fine. We just need to build over there. He's still in there. This has to work, chat. Dude, we're gonna get a zombie villager, bro. We're gonna get a zombie villager. Okay, it's gonna work. Oh, shit. Fuck. No, it can't end like this. No. Oh, no. Dude. It's over. Day 54 and it's over. Dude. I can't believe it's over like that. Oh, fuck. Least we can do is spectate the world. We weren't actually far from spawn. I loved the house. I loved everything there, bro. Oh my god. What am I doing to my screen? I'm taking a screenshot. Oh my god. I can't believe it ended like that. I can't believe it's over. The penis-shaped watchtower. The bridges. The tunnel to another world. It's all gone. Bro, 54 days. That's the longest I survived in a single biome-only world so far. Beats the... There was a trial chamber right below us. Okay. There was a trial chamber right below my base. I'm surprised I didn't find that out sooner. Oh my god, I can't believe the mob farm is what killed us. That was gonna be generational, bro. It was gonna change everything. How'd that happen? The boat glitched. I got put through here. There's no mobs in here anymore. The boat went through, and I guess the only open block was the one inside the farm. So I got put inside. And I died. Oh my god. Oh, it's over. Day 54. I can't see the day count. Hold on, I need to open a LAN. I'm never seeing this world again. Day 54. New record, guys. You know what has to be done now, though. You know what has to be done. Goodbye, hardcore Birch Forest. Subscribe.